You've been blaming the dog. Those brown rings burned into your lawn, the ones you've spent money on pills and pee-neutralizing chews to stop, and the dog was never really the problem. Here's what I want you to notice before you feel guilty watching him run outside. The same pee that scorched your grass into a dead brown circle would turn a different lawn dark green. Same dog, same pee, opposite result. Something on your end decides which one you get. And the color of that spot is quietly telling you exactly what, if you know how to read it. I know how that sounds. It sounds like I'm defending the dog just to be contrary. So let me give you the one fact that flips this whole thing. And it's not up for debate. Dog urine burns grass because it's packed with concentrated nitrogen and salts. That's it. Not acid. Not some special dog pee toxin. Nitrogen and salt. The exact same nitrogen that's the #1 ingredient in the bag of fertilizer sitting in your garage right now. When your dog pees on one spot, he's not poisoning it. He's dumping a concentrated shot of liquid fertilizer on it. And you already know what happens when you spill fertilizer in one place on your lawn. That single fact is why the whole shelf of products aimed at this problem doesn't work. Walk into a pet store and you'll find dog rocks, pH balancing pills, urine neutralizing chews, and a dozen blogs telling you to feed your dog apple cider vinegar or tomato juice. Every one of those is built on the idea that the problem is acidity, that your dog's pee is too acidic, and you need to balance it. But it was never the acidity. The pH of dog urine isn't what's killing your grass. So you can dose that dog with vinegar for a year and watch the same brown rings show up, because you're treating a problem that doesn't exist. And here's the one that actually stings. Some people reach for baking soda to neutralize the spot. Baking soda is loaded with salt. You're adding salt to a problem caused by salt. You're not fixing it. You're feeding it. But before you spend another dollar, understand the real mechanism, because it's the thing every product on that shelf ignores. Nitrogen is a fertilizer in the right dose and a poison in a concentrated one. There's no line between good nitrogen and bad nitrogen. It's the same element, and the only thing that changes is the amount landing in one spot. Your dog delivers roughly the same concentrated dose every single time he goes. That part doesn't change. What changes, what decides whether that dose burns your grass or feeds it, is how much nitrogen your lawn already has, and whether that dose gets diluted before it sinks in. That's the whole title right there. The dog is a constant. Your lawn is the variable. Watch what that means, because this is the part almost nobody knows. On a lawn that's already well fed and full of nitrogen, a concentrated shot of more nitrogen is an overdose. It burns. You get the dead brown center. But on a lawn that's starving for nitrogen, thin, pale, underfed, that same shot of urine is a gift. The grass soaks it up and turns dark, lush green, greener and healthier than everything around it. Same dog, same pee. On a hungry lawn, it's the best thing that happened to that spot all week. So the color of your spots isn't random damage. It's a readout of your lawn's nitrogen level, and most people read it exactly backwards. You can read it yourself, in your own yard, in the next 10 seconds. In your yard, in the next 10 seconds. If you see a dead brown center with a ring of extra dark green grass around the edge, that ring is the tell the center got a burning overdose, and the edges got the diluted, perfect amount, which is why they're thriving. That means your lawn is well fed, and the concentration is your problem. But if you see spots that are just dark green all over, with no brown, no dead center at all, that's the opposite message. It means your whole lawn is underfed, so hungry that even a concentrated hit of urine isn't too much. Your grass is grateful for it. And there's one more thing to rule out before you blame the dog at all. Grab the brown grass and give it a tug. If it holds firm, roots gripping the soil, it's urine, because urine damage doesn't weaken roots. But if it lifts up like a loose toupee, that's not the dog. That's grubs or fungus eating the roots underneath. An entirely different problem you'd waste a whole season treating wrong. What's actually happening down in the soil when it burns? The excess nitrogen and salt pull moisture away from the grass roots. The plant in that concentrated center is essentially being dehydrated and salt-stressed at the same time, which is exactly why it browns and dies the same way a fertilizer spill does. And once you understand that, the fix is almost embarrassingly cheap. It's a garden hose. If you flush the spot with plenty of water right after your dog goes a real soak, not a splash, you dilute that concentrated nitrogen and wash the salts down past the root zone before they get the chance to burn. Flush it now, not tonight. The window is while it's still sitting on the surface. Water it down, and the same spot that would have browned just doesn't. That's the win you'll never see, because nothing happens, which is the whole point. Before I get into repairing the spots that already died, let me be straight about what this saves you, because I'm not selling anything and there's nothing to buy here. A garden hose and a bag of grass seed beat every neutralizer pill, dog rock, and pH chew on that shelf, because they deal with the nitrogen and salt directly, instead of chasing an acidity problem that was never real. I'll be fair, there are legitimate longer plays, like switching to a more urine-tolerant grass, or increasing your dog's water intake, or a vet-approved diet change to lower the nitrogen in his urine. Those are real. But the free flush is the highest leverage thing you can do today, and it costs you nothing. Quick question while you're here, drop it in the comments. Are your spots brown with a green ring around them, or are they dark green all over with no brown? Because those two answers point to completely opposite fixes, and I want to know which lawn you've got. Now, the full sequence. First, diagnose, read the spot the way I just showed you, and do the tug test to rule out grubs before anything else. Second, prevent fresh damage. Flush each spot with water right after the dog goes, a good deep soak to dilute it before it sinks in. Third, repair the dead centers. Rake the dead grass out until you can see bare soil. Then flush that area heavily first to wash out the leftover salt that's still sitting in the ground. Skip this, and your new seed struggles in the same salty soil that killed the last grass. Then reseed with a quality seed. And if you can, pick a more tolerant type like tall fescue, and keep the dog off that patch while the new grass establishes. Keep the dog away from the seed, not the whole yard. Fourth, and this is the one that surprises people, if your spots are dark green instead of brown, don't treat the spots at all. Feed the entire lawn evenly so the rest of it catches up to those green patches and the difference disappears. And skip the myths entirely. No baking soda, no apple cider vinegar, no tomato juice. And change the dog's diet only if your vet signs off on it. What should you actually see then? A spot you flushed in time may never brown at all. That's success you have to trust, because it looks like nothing happened. A spot that's only yellowing, not fully brown yet, can often bounce back with deep watering over a few days. But a fully brown, dead center is not coming back on its own. That grass is gone, and it needs reseeding, with new growth showing up in the normal germination window for whatever seed you used. And the dark green spots even out over a few weeks once you've fed the whole lawn to match. If nothing's improving, run the list. Did you flush too late, after it already soaked in? Did you reseed without washing the salt out first? Or did you skip the tug test and treat a grub problem like a pee problem? And even if you do every bit of this perfectly, one thing will keep those rings coming back. Let me tell you what. This is where I stop you before you think a hose solved everything. Flushing and reseeding fix the symptom in front of you. They do not change the fact that a dog going in the same corner over and over is going to keep overloading that exact spot. You cannot outwater a dog that always picks the same patch of ground. No lawn is truly pee-proof. And I have to be honest about the flip side of my own title. Saying it's your lawn care does not mean the dog plays no role at all. A high-protein diet genuinely does raise the nitrogen in a dog's urine, and that's real. But that's a conversation for your vet, not a lawn hack you improvise. And I'd never tell you to mess with your dog's food to save your grass. There's a genuine bonus hiding in all this, though. Those dark green rings are a free soil test. Your lawn is literally drawing you a map of where it's hungry for nitrogen. Most people would never guess their lawn was underfed, but the dog just showed you, one green ring at a time, exactly where and how much. And none of this is my opinion. Lawn care and veterinary sources line up on every piece of it. It's nitrogen concentration and salt, not acidity. Water dilution is the single most effective fix. The female dogs burn grass worse. Belief is a myth, because female urine is chemically identical, and it's the squatting in one spot concentration that does the damage. And a nitrogen-starved lawn greens up from the very same urine that burns a fed one. Both halves of what I promised you at the top, the burn and the green, are documented, not invented. Now add up what this really costs. Years of pills, rocks, and neutralizing chews aimed at a problem that was never acidity, versus a garden hose and a $5 bag of seed. The gut punch isn't the money, it's realizing you spent it apologizing for your dog, when the thing that actually decided your lawn's fate was sitting in your own garage the whole time. Here's the reversal that ties it together. These spots were never really a dog problem, and they were never really a spot problem. They're a lawn resilience problem. A thin, unevenly fed, thirsty lawn shows every single mark a dog leaves. A thick, deeply watered, evenly fertilized lawn planted with a tougher grass barely registers the same dog doing the same thing. Flushing and reseeding is the cleanup. Building a lawn strong enough that one dog can't mark it, that's the actual fix. One handles today's brown ring. The other decides whether you ever see another one. So picture that brown ring from the start, the one you blamed him for. Now you know it was reading you the whole time. Your soil, your feeding, your watering, all written into one circle of grass. The single question that decides whether you fight this forever is simple. Is your lawn evenly fed and deeply watered, or is it thin and thirsty? Because that, not the dog, is what writes next season. Tell me in the comments what your spots look like and how the rest of your lawn's doing around them. Feeding and watering that lawn into something a dog can't dent is the next thing I want to walk you through, because that's the fix that finally ends the brown rings for good.